What's up, everybody? Dependent Fanatic here. Hello and welcome into the channel. We're talking college basketball resumes. Not who's the best team, who has the best resume. And it's always changing week to week. We're going up from the 8 seeds to the 1 seeds in this edition because I have to get out of the way my one mistake in this video. I forget about Texas A&M. They're supposed to be at number 26 where Yale is, and then Yale and everyone else moves down a spot. But that just means that Texas A&M is a 7 seed and New Mexico is a 5 seed, or an 8 seed, at this moment. So let's move on up, shall we? Because no one cares about the bottom. Let's go with the 6 seeds. Number 24 is North Carolina. They lost 9 spots from number 15 last week in this ranking because Ohio State and Kentucky both lost. And 7-loss teams are not good. Is a 7-loss team good enough to win it all this year? It doesn't happen very often. Only 10 times in the last 40 years has a 7-win team won the national championship. Connecticut in 2023, 31-8. North Carolina in 2017, 33-7. Connecticut in 2014, 32-8. Connecticut again for the 3rd time out of the 10 in 2011. They went 32-9. You got to go back to Michigan State for the Big Ten in 2000, where a team won the national title out of the conference, but at the same time, a 7-loss team did it. 32-7 Michigan State was. Duke in 1991 was 32-7. Michigan in 1989 was 30-7. Kansas in 1988 was 27-11. Louisville in 1986 was 32-7, and Villanova started it all off as an 8 seed in the first field of 64 teams. They did it as a 25-10 team. They're still the highest seed to win it all in the recent format, as well as I think the new 68-team format. So yeah, it doesn't happen very often. So let's move on up, shall we? Tennessee only has 6 losses. And they are 15-6. They have 4 quality wins. Arkansas is ahead of them. Florida's ahead of them too. They all have the same record. Why is Arkansas ahead of Tennessee? Because they beat them. That's the only head-to-head when you're that close matters in this ranking. You have to be right next to the other team, though, for that to happen. But there are instances where it just cannot happen. Let's move on up here a little bit, shall we? Let's show the 4 and 5 seeds. Clemson is number 20. Central Florida moved up 9 spots after beating Texas Tech, yet they are just behind Texas Tech. This is one of those instances I was talking about. But it's because Texas Tech has the better resume. Yes, 5 losses, but 4 quality wins. So that means that they have played 9 teams capable of beating Texas Tech. Central Florida has only played 7. So that it kind of does factor in strength of schedule, this ranking. But I digress. The UCF moved way up. Miami of Ohio, well, let's talk about them here coming up. Texas Tech is number 18. Kansas is number 17. St. Louis, 21-1, but only 1 quality win. So we're getting to the point where you've only played 2 games that matter. They lost 1 and they won 1. But they've only lost 1 game, so your record matters most. And then your quality wins matter second most, and we're going to start to see a few of them as we enter the top 16 teams. Houston, 19-2, but only 2 quality wins. Vanderbilt, 19-3, 3 quality wins. Brigham Young is still at number 13, but they're down 2 spots from where the resume ranking had them. 17-4. They beat Villanova, Wisconsin, Miami, and Clemson. Let's move on up, shall we, to the 3 seeds. Miami of Ohio is number 12, 22-0. They're one of 2 undefeated teams. But Akron is a team that we should all be paying attention to. If they lose, then the house of cards will crumble. They are holding up more than Miami of Ohio. They're holding up Purdue with a good win, Yale with a good win in this ranking. And so we'll have to see what Miami of Ohio does towards the end. Gonzaga, their only loss is to Michigan by 40. But they lost to Alabama and UCLA as good wins because they both lost. They were 7-loss teams now. They're not the only team that lost those 2 as good wins. We'll talk about Arizona coming up, the other undefeated team. Michigan State, number 10. They gained 2 spots after losing to Michigan. That's how you know this ranking isn't biased. That I gave Michigan State, our rivals, after losing to us, 2 spots. Well, maybe that is biased. I don't know, but I'm not trying to. It's all mathematically formulated. The Big Ten has 5 top 10 teams, so pay attention. And then number 9 is Virginia. They're having a nice season, 3 good road victories. That's what the circle means. All right, let's show you the top 8. Purdue is number 8, and they are 18-4. Nebraska lost 2 games in a row to Michigan and Illinois. And after a 20-0 start, they moved down 4 spots. Illinois beat Nebraska and gained an extra win. 3-loss team is number 6 in the resume ranking. They moved up 1 spot. And then there's Arizona, the first 2 seed. Why are they not a 1 seed? As I said, they're undefeated. The best start in their program history. They just need a couple more good wins to move up. And they will get that opportunity down the stretch in the Big 12, who has 8 of these teams in the top 32. But Alabama and UCLA lost. That hurt their resume. And therefore, Iowa State from the Big 12 gets the 1 seed right now in this resume ranking. Right now, in this moment, it will change. You see over here how it changes. Iowa State, though, is 20-2 and have 2 more quality wins than Arizona. They beat St. John's, at Purdue, Iowa, Oklahoma State, UCF, and then at Oklahoma State again. Now, Oklahoma State's almost got to their 7th loss. So that would really hurt Iowa State. So they could move down just because of that. All right. The top 4 teams have the best resumes. At this moment, as I said, they are ever volatile from week to week. They will change. But this week it is Duke at number 1 still. They remain the same. Michigan moved up 2 spots to number 2. They are looking dominant after those 2 quality wins. They beat number 5 Nebraska And number 7, Michigan State on the road. They moved up 2 spots. But number 1 is Duke. And Duke is actually on Michigan's schedule. I think they play late November in Madison Square, or late February. Feels like November and February here in Michigan, but yeah, they're going to play in February. We cannot afford to lose that game if we want the number 1 ranking again. But we can afford to wait for that game until we get the number 1 ranking. Michigan's on a tear. Arizona, listen, I don't hate Arizona. I don't understand how they're number 5 too. I think they're one of the best teams. This is the resume ranking, and their resume just isn't up to par for the 4 top teams. They're not a 1 seed as of this moment, but if they win out, they will be, I assure you. This is the resume ranking the week of February 1st. The AP poll will come out tomorrow, and we'll see how it all jives. And I hope you all have a great day, and we watch some more great college basketball games this next week. Have a great night, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and let's go Blue. Come on, get that number 1. Beat Duke.